Alright, let's get started. What is up, all you lovely, beautiful people? My name is Gabriel DiFiore, and today you are watching the Ford MX. So, this is going to be my first review in a while on a Twitter dirt bike, so yeah, let's just get right into it. So, if you guys are new here, I usually try to do a review on a Twitter dirt bike every single month. I've been slacking on it lately. I'm going to be doing a review today on the brand new 2022 KTM 450 SXF. They just came out, New Ray just released them, and they just released the other one, which is the 300 XCF or something like that. It is the trail version, it is a two-stroke, it is beautiful. I got it downstairs. I'm gonna be doing a review on that probably here in a couple weeks. But yeah, I really wanna show you guys these bikes because I really am psyched about them. So first I'm gonna explain the pros and then the cons about the bikes, and yeah, this is my review on these Toyota bikes. Alright guys, so the first one I'm going to start out with is the pros. So the cool, awesome things that I like about this bike is just the looks. We're going to start out with the looks. They look just like a brand new KTM right out of the factory. Got a perfect paint job on them. The graphics sets are beautiful. The pipe is actually beautiful. It looks just like a regular actual dirt bike in real life. WPs are the same exactly what they would if they came out of the factory in real life. Wheel set, everything is just perfect. About this bike with the set and how it looks is how cool the seat is. It's got the rips into it, so it looks real factory-like, and then the seat actually comes off. If you've seen like the Hondas and whatnot, all the graphics come off in one piece. The seat actually comes off with these ones, so that makes it so much more cooler. The other cool part about it that I like personally by looks has got to be the orange frame. You don't really see many colored frames when it comes to Toyota bikes. They're usually just the metal stock look, but with these, that's what really pops out to me. All right, the second cool part about this bike, how it's manufactured and how it looks, is the hull graphics is all metal except the seat. That is really good for durability. Makes it a little bit heavier because the bike's really light in the beginning, so it makes the bike's weight and overall look just spectacular. So I'm going to move on now with just what the bike's like and how it feels. So when I was riding this bike, it felt pretty amazing. I liked how everything was set up. The suspension does come a little soft, but that is what usually the Toyota bikes come as. It's kind of hard to get a Toyota bike stock with super hard suspension for Supercross. These right here, once I'm done with this bike review, they're going to be my Supercross bikes. I did just make a Supercross Honda though. That's basically just for show. I have rode it a couple times. It's real fun, but this time I'm going to use KTMs because it just came out and I really like how they did feel on the Supercross track. Second thing, the way that the bike feels in the air is kind of different than any other bike. It's kind of like heavier in the back, so when you come off you have the throw like this. It's pretty cool. Basically it just is heavy when it comes off the lip. The 300 KTM that was made before, that had the older look to it, was also real heavy in the back, so it throw you different. I like that personally, in my opinion. Alright guys, we're going to move on to the cons now. So there's actually more negative that I like about this bike than positive. The only reason is because they're a brand new Toyota bike. It just got released by New Ray not too long ago, so there's definitely going to be some flaws and some negativity on this bike. The cool part that everyone was so stoked about was how they came out with them, because they weren't really ever making awesome KTMs. All they were making was the big 1/10 scaled KTMs, and they always would break in the suspension because everything was made in plastic back there. But the cool part is, real quick, is that how the suspension is all made out of metal. Everything right there is perfect, and that's what I really do desire about this bike, is that how stiff it is in the front to turn, and how just squeaky and plastic sounding it is. It's kind of not that good. So what I'm gonna have to do to make this bike rideable and more fun is take it all apart, grease it with some grease, and then basically just have to trim the suspension up and the forks up just to make it more maneuverable, because right now it's super stiff, you don't have that much. The other negative about this bike is gotta be the back suspension. Back suspension, if you guys know, on most Toyota bikes, it'll drag up against the mud flap, and that's why I usually take mud flaps off when I'm using these Toyota bikes, if I'm ever using them for factory and whatnot. Mud flaps, as you know, on a real dirt bike, stop the dirt from getting into your suspension and hurting it and whatnot from your roost of your back tire. As you know, on a dirt bike, Toyota bike is not going to be throwing that roost up to a suspension like you would on a real dirt bike, unless you're, going way too fast on a Toyota dirt bike, as you should be. So I would probably just rip it off, take it off to make this back wheel turn better, have more access, and when the suspension absorbs, it'll be able to absorb without touching the back mud flap. The other negative I'm gonna have to say about this bike is just the bars. The bars are super stiff, but they like to roll back a little bit, so they look choppered out almost. That's really only the negative part about the like the look. The look of the bike is just absurd. It looks so great, but that was the only negative part about that. All right, the next negative about this bike is probably the third, fourth, final one. Is probably the way it turns. It doesn't feel too good when you're outdoors racing or riding one of these toy dirt bikes. I've had one in the past when they were just like when they first ever announced one, came out with one probably like 3-4 years ago. They only made a couple of them because there was some flaws in them. So I'm gonna go back to there real quick, explain to you what the problem was with the turning. So the problem with the turning outdoors is that when you were coming around a turn, it was like so stiff that you couldn't be able to like really give it all you really wanted to like turn the bars to get into it. So that was basically the only problem. It just felt weird because you go through a turn, it just wouldn't feel right. You would override a rut or whatnot. So that's the only negative that I had on the back suspension. Right now, how it feels to turn on like a supercross track doesn't feel half bad. You got like that real nice drive into the turn. You can square up on it nice, disappear out of the turn. The only negative part about that is just the back suspension because how soft it is. That's why you're gonna want hard suspension on a toy dirt bike or a real dirt bike with supercross so you can get into that turn, especially the sharp berms that go straight up, like that go down. You want to rail that turn and get right out of it, so that causes for that's gonna need stiff suspension so you can get out of there and get in, get out real fast. Alright guys, so that's basically it on this review. I really did enjoy filming it. I really did enjoy riding them. So now what I'm going to do, here in a couple of days, you're going to be seeing me making the graphics for these bikes, making them factory for the Supercross track. That video should be released here in probably like 4 days. Then the one with the Honda should be released here shortly as well, probably in a week and whatnot. And then after that, my next review is going to be coming out on the two-strokes. That's going to be a good one. Guys, stay tuned for those, and yeah. Alright guys, and I'm going to be talking about today's sponsor, which is myself. The FordMX guys is now selling awesome, amazing graphics with dirt bikes with them. So you're not just getting the graphics, but you're also getting a brand new dirt bike with the graphics already installed, so it's easier on you guys. The graphics are fully cured and put into amazing quality, guys. They are hand cut and they are printed with care. I'm the one that cuts them all out, prints them and whatnot. They're a little pricey just due to the labor they have to do and how expensive the stock toy dirt bikes are. But if you are willing to spend some money, please go over to my website and spend some on the awesome bikes. Right now, I only have the KTMs, Suzuki's, Hondas, and Kawasaki's, and right now, the only reason is because they were the only bikes I could really get hands on that were in stock and ready to go. I'm going to be getting these KTMs to be getting sold soon, and hopefully the brand new Yamahas that I just mentioned. So hopefully guys, here in a short bit, I will be able to sell those and also gases as well. So thank you FordMX for sponsoring. So that's going to be concluding on this bike for sure. I can't wait to get the Yamahas. Those are going to be beautiful. I'll probably be making those for outdoor season. Who knows? I haven't rode them yet, so I don't know how they feel. So yeah guys, this is going to conclude today's video, and thanks for watching. My name is Gabriel DiFiore. Have a great rest of your day.